Hey everyone, I'm PAOPUFR00T. I'm gonna be doing Kingdom Hearts Final Mix Proud Any Percent. Not Proud Level 1. Proud and Proud Level 1 are two different categories. Yeah, so I'm ready to get started. I think I'll start counting down now if I can. Yeah, I think I can. All right. 3, 2, 1, start. All right, so this is the second longest run, so I should probably talk a lot. I've been running Proud for like a year at least. I mean, informally like a year and a half, but I did beginner for a year before that, and that was really fun. It was a nice precursor to Proud, which is a lot more difficult. I started running this back in like early 2018, and I'm still doing it. I am third place in the leaderboards. The estimate is 240, but my PB is 235.34. Yep. Very excited to hopefully see this category be for record at like 2 hours. You can't make saves for it, can't practice it, but it's pretty straightforward. In Kingdom Hearts 1, you start off like picking a weapon, and that decides your ability route, like the order you get your abilities, and then you drop something and you give it up, and that just changes how the game goes, like how you evolve. Is the Xbox that comes out on top. Yep, unfortunately, every time. Here for Proud, it is smarter to pick the sword for so many reasons. I could go on and on, but you basically don't do enough damage, and it's harder to survive if you don't pick it. And I give up the staff, which takes away 1 MP from me, I'm pretty sure. So I start out with 2 MP. It's kind of at a disadvantage since magic is so broken in this game, or somewhat. So the abilities I'm gonna get are more aggressive, and that's how I'm gonna be playing for most of this. With the exception of some fights, because I would like to play it safe and not lose like 3 minutes dying. Have to kill some shadows here to continue. All of these platforms are different Disney princesses. This is just teaching me how to examine things and throw things. I know, isn't this very exciting for a child? I'm mashing jump here, please jump. Okay, good. If I start jumping when the chest disappears, I can get some extra movement. Here is an important part. For most categories, it's always the same. Now, if you pick all of the first choices from these characters, you will level up way faster. Like, you'll get most of your level ups in the first half of the game. If you pick all of the last choices, you'll level up more towards like the end. Like, you'll level up faster, yeah, towards the end. And if they're all just random, then it says that you depart at midday for your trip, so that means it's just kind of evened out. You always pick the first one so you can level up faster for obvious reasons, unless it's Proud level 1. That category is a whole different beast. Here, hopefully one finisher takes them all out. Or a lot of them. And then the save point that I'm trying to reach should be right about here. I landed right on it. I'm coming up on the first boss. The Disney Princess Pretty Stained Glass tutorial part is going to be over with now. And look what's disappearing behind me. Yeah, it does have an impact. It's not a big impact though. I can just death abuse. I don't have to do anything. Killing him would actually take longer. So I just, yeah, that's what we all do. Alright, this is the first day on Destiny Island, Sora's home. I have to do, like, you know at the start of RPGs where you have to collect things, like in the tutorial, I have to grab 2 logs, a cloth, and a rope on this first day. I use that barrel to platform faster, and the cloth is right in here. I'm just going around in a circle on this island, that's all it is, pretty boring. Platform across the treetops makes it a bit faster. Tidus is being weird. Doing something right there. Did the re-greases ever fix Swan being the obvious choice for... no, they didn't. Magic is still... Like, the way magic works in this game, it's always going to be best to get staff. When people ask me and they come into my stream, I'm doing a casual playthrough, what should I pick? I'm like, well, always pick whatever you want, but if they keep asking, I say staff. They established that it's Tidus, right? And did I make like a bunch of people cringe? Probably. Just a bunch of scene skips, and now there's day 2. I have to collect a bunch of food and water for Kyrie before she just gave me a high potion. 3 fish. Made everyone I know cringe. Well, Tidus is kind of cringe. I actually played this game before Final Fantasy X, and I loved I thought Tidus in this game was so cute, and then, like, I was like 5 at the time, and then I found out that Final Fantasy X was a thing. I played it at, like, my neighbor's house. Anyways, that's 1 mushroom that we need out of 3, and then I have to trigger that cutscene. That cutscene is the big bad guy speaking to me. I'm not gonna switch it, I'm sorry. At least his time in the game is over with. You can be happy about that. I don't pander. That's not my gig. Alright. Now is a really interesting part. I just grabbed a seagull egg and I hit that tree because there's a small chance it can drop a coconut that I need to grab up here. But that rarely ever happens. It's just called task coconut. 1.5 doesn't have critical, but yeah, you're right about that stuff. Everything else. It's really easy to beat him. I could just, where I started, I could just turn right, walk through the water, walk straight, and as long as I walk back the way through the water, I beat Riku no matter what. I know that's infuriating to hear because if you played this, you lost to him a lot as a kid, so did I. But what I did was a faster way because the zip line makes you go very fast. Oh yeah, I remember that line. We're gonna go check out the cave behind the waterfall. Well, hey, maybe that was just Waka's accent. Anyways, I beat him. Now I get to name the raft. Now I have to grab the coconuts. So a race, meeting the bad guy, grabbing a bunch of food for this girl. It's been a weird day. Second mushroom. That's good RNG for coconuts. I got them like the first try. Are you serious, Kumo? Yeah, beginner is a very optimized category. So different from standard Proud and Proud level 1, although I'd argue Proud level 1 got very optimized thanks to Mist like going ham on that game, but who has the title of beginner record? I'm pretty sure the person who has beginner record is named Templeton. He's CA Templeton on Twitch, and then Mist still has record in this category I'm doing. Here I'm skipping a bunch of scenes. Soon the tutorial's gonna be over with. And then I go to the hub world. Now I fight a dark side boss, but this time I can't death abuse to him. The dark side was the guy who punched me in the face before, and I let him. This time I actually want to parry some attacks back into him and kill him super early if I can. Have to go talk to Riku first so he can rub something in my face and be the anti-hero. I don't know, foil to Sora's character, whatever it's called. I don't know. I'm not an English teacher. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing is 2 combos to start and then some extra stray hits, and then everything I'm going to be doing is just parries. Like timing my hits very carefully. And then if I do it right, he should die at a somewhat specific time. It all depends on if I get crits. There, I got that parry. Missed one. Now this is a double parry, which I got. You have to like swing your finisher in between those 2 orbs, which is really difficult. And yeah, that was pretty quick for a fight where I missed a parry. I must have gotten some nice crits on the finisher. Proud is just their name for hard mode. It kind of is. It's like beginner, standard, and then proud, and that's just like hard mode. I guess they just wanted to be different. The pick-me of speedrun categories. So now I land in the hub world, and I'm gonna go over here just prompt some things, some text boxes, and now there's a mob of enemies. I have to kill 5 of them for the next boss to appear, and I'm gonna want to take some damage as well. I start off just walking backwards. Just kind of do stray hits. That's one. Killed a couple extra there, but I'm fine with that. I'll live. Didn't take enough damage. Now here's the boss. His name is Leon. He's coming up. I have to talk to Sid first, though. There's 2 patterns here. I'm hoping he shoots fire at me. He didn't, so I'd have to bait him out to attack. Usually 5 or 6 attacks is enough, and he'll hit me. Oh my god, that Riku FFC emote. I'm sorry, I want to respond to chat so bad, but I don't know if, if I'll end up getting like sidetracked. He does, kinda. Here I have to talk to her, and then here's an elixir. I have to grab that. I gave up staff. I'm not going to have the benefit of a bunch of MP, so I need to grab every elixir that is physically possible for me to grab before the end of the game. That's the first one. And now, after that cutscene, Leon is gonna drag me to the next boss. That's in the 3rd district. Isn't this soundtrack amazing? And they updated it with the HD version too, with Final Mix. Yoko is amazing. Alright, before the guard armor fight, there's a soldier fight. I'm gonna mash triangle a lot so Donald one-shots them with fires, and essentially it's 5 or 6 hits to kill them, depending on if you do a finisher or not. It's kind of a free-for-all here, but you hope Donald and Goofy go ham as well. Getting off this parry at the start is pretty important. And then basically, if you attack one appendage, you do the full amount of damage, but if I'm attacking one appendage and also something else, the damage is spread out. So at a certain point, when I want to get rid of the limbs, I'm gonna go so ham on low combos. Right now. To the point where almost dropping them a bit. Nice, okay. There, I got arm in the foot, and then I go for the arm in the foot in that order. It's the safest order that I prefer to go in. So what happened there is Goofy just used an ether on Donald, which is really unlucky because I normally grab that, or I use that in the Power Wilds fight in Deep Jungle, but it really doesn't matter because there's so many chests with Mega Ethers and I can just grab one to make up for it. It's a small time loss later on though. The best part of Kingdom Hearts 1 runs is Japanese Donald, Japanese Goofy, Japanese Sora, Japanese everything. I guess if you're a weeb. I just like the voice acting better, and I think Goofy sounds so funny. And I already can't understand Donald Duck in English, so it's not like it's not like there's much of a language like issue. Also in Japanese, the controls are different. Instead of X being attack, circle is attack, which is much more natural, and I prefer that. Now they're sending me off on the hero's big journey, teaching me the fire ability. They're giving me dodge roll. That's going to be the main way that I go around, just timing my square inputs. Oh, come on. There we go. Now I have to edit my gummy ship. We're examining the first Trinity. There's this glitch in the English version with Trinities where you can actually save time over the Japanese version, but it's not enough to where English would be faster. It has to do with like the waterway. There's a red Trinity there. Heavy breathing, Beru. Oh yeah, Beast's Japanese, which you would hear in the Divine Rose route. Oh, there used to be an older route for Proud Any %, which if you've seen the 2016 GDQ run of this, that route was done with that Keyblade. The Keyblade's called Divine Rose, and it has this cutscene you can't skip in order to get that Keyblade, which is what makes that route slower now. We found that, you know, using this glitch called EXP0 less and forcing yourself to fight out more fights and grab this other Keyblade, it evens itself out better. But Divine Rose used to be the old route. You would still pick swords, still give up staff, basically do everything, not the same, but very similar. Makes sense if you look at it this way. Circle is correct, X is incorrect. That is a very nice shorthand. I mean, it's kind of just a shorthand prime. I don't like to be picky about semantics. Exploit, whatever you want to call it. It's not intentional. Hello, Ken. Thank you all for the good lucks if I missed it. This is the first level, Wonderland. I can't make these gummy ships, these gummy missions go by faster except for getting rid of the entire ship, which is what I did earlier. Now it's just like this small box. If I kept everything on, all of the armor, I'd be going way slower. But to me, after doing it for so long, it feels excruciating. To the point where I started running this on my stream with like playlists running, like blasting during the gummy sections because I just get sick of the gummy music. Alright, gotta turn myself small. And I'm gonna confront the queen. She has one of the princesses with her, one of the princesses of heart, and I'm trying to free her. She thinks she's guilty, but I'm gonna go find one piece of evidence to free her. The game will let you pick 5, but you only need 1 to continue. You collect the evidence in here, some other rooms. I agree, Sarah. I think Kingdom Hearts 3 is the best gummies, although I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3 in over a year. Or around a year, I don't know when it came out. Don't at me. Here, I'm despawning all of those enemies. I'm dodge rolling over here. I'm mashing triangle, because when you mash triangle and you're locked onto an enemy, your party will start attacking what you're locked onto, but if you're mashing triangle and you're not locked on, they'll just follow you. So I bring them away and grab the evidence. I think it's called stench. Like, I don't know, there's different names for it. Now, ideally I pick the one that drops first, because then that means I pick a soldier and Donald and Goofy fight with me, but it's really not that big of a deal. Alright, nice. Totally intentional. Sorry, Goofy. Violin is so sweet and so good at speedrunning and so awesome. Here, I do semi-slow combos because if I do them too fast, the finishers won't register the damage. It's very weird the way this HP bar works. There we go. If I were to mash them at the normal speed that I do, Donald's picking up money, and that's why it's taking a while to load out. If I were to do the combos how I normally do, it would have taken like 15 seconds longer. Holding back a little does more damage. You don't have scan yet in this game, so you can't really see the tower, but you don't need to. Here's an elixir I have to grab. I have to examine that twice. Examine the chair. Once you examine that twice, you can examine all these chairs and get prizes, but I'm just taking the elixir and bouncing. And I'm also following the Cheshire Cat to the next boss after I light these candles. That jump I do with swinging the keyblade at the end, it's called like a Toji swing. Like, I just do that to extend my jump. That thing on Destiny Islands where I used a barrel to jump, actually instead of that you used to do this thing called Toji swing, but compared to the PS3, I'm playing this on the PS4 and this is on 60 FPS rather than 30, so some platforming things and it actually affects some fights as well. I don't understand why, but you can't do that anymore. Wow, Sephi shows up with the Kingdom Hearts 2 shilling. I'm not surprised. I love you, Sephi. Sephi has sent me their Japanese PS2 so I could run 2FM on the PS2. They're very sweet. I do a certain amount of damage, knock this guy down, get back up, and just keep wailing on his hitbox. I want to be at the height of my jump. The strat used to be jumping up on the chair to do this, but we found that if you just go ham enough, this is better. If he goes to the stove early like he just did, that's usually scary, but just shoot fires at him, stay calm. Played it super safe there. I could have jumped back up on the table or done a couple other things, but I kind of wanted to shield myself from damage. Good pace though so far. He just gave me Blizzard, which is really important in the next level. All throughout the run, but especially this level. This level coming up, it's called Deep Jungle. There's a lot of platforming. It's a pretty vertical level. A lot of levels in this game are more vertical than the other games. Blizzard is very strong against the enemy called Power Wild. It's like a monkey. And it's an AoE attack, Blizzard. It's not one single fire, like one single target. So I can wipe them out pretty fast if I do it right. Power Wilds are a bit of improv though, but speedrunning is improv. Trickmaster has a very annoying hitbox. I wish I could say like he's my least favorite part of early game, but unfortunately there's more annoying things. That's something though that I always have to de-rust on. It's like getting the muscle memory to get up there high enough. Like I whiffed a lot of hits there. It's pretty difficult and I was practicing right before. Yeah, platforming in Kingdom Hearts 1. I mean, I like it because that means I get to platform in the run and I like the platforming in the run, but it's kind of janky. I know not a lot of people are huge fans of it. But right now, all I have movement-wise is dodge roll and jump, and I can swing my Keyblade to extend my jump if I want. But that's all really it. Level 1 Trickmaster is good. Yep. We're just getting into a bit of a family feud right now. If you want me to translate the boxes, they're just yelling at each other. Sora wants them to land. Donald doesn't. Donald's like, be safe, and Sora's like, no, I want to see my friends, they might be hanging out down here. And now the gummy ship is broken. Yeah, Alice is far gone. Here is a first boss called Sabor, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she just killed me there. I don't have to beat her. That's like the last point where I death abuse in the game. So I can't play it off like it's cool if I die anymore. That was my one. Here I'm giving myself an item for strength, I'm giving Sora sliding dash, and I'm manipulating Tarzan's abilities so he turns into a heal bot. Because Power Wilds really hurt. The final boss here, Clayton, hurts. And Donald doesn't have, he doesn't have heal yet, so I want Tarzan to do that for me. I take off his arrow, so because he can cast arrows, so now he's only using that MP just for healing. And he has a crit plus 2 now, so he has more use than Goofy would, damage-wise. Just collecting all these slides. I don't know if you remember, if any of you played this before, but I have to collect them, bring them to Jane for a little slideshow. I fall down into this camp probably like 3 times. That thing that I grabbed there was a gummy item. I don't need that gummy part for my gummy ship, but I pick up a couple of chests along the way because selling those items will give me enough monies to buy the gummy parts I need where I can like make my gummy ship go faster. It's like a booster thing. Here's the Mega Ether that I normally wouldn't have to grab, but I'm going to grab it. There's a bunch of different places, like up high in the treehouse, or like up here in the trees I have to go to meet the gorillas just to progress, going back and forth. Power Wilds are coming up and I'm dreading it. I want to go back down to the camp. The first wave of Power Wilds is right here, out in front. Then the next is in that area I just was, that really beautiful green place. Then in the treehouse, then by the cliff. So I basically back up a bit, dropped my jump there, and spam these. Got so lost in this game, in this world. Yeah, me too. It's confusing. Doesn't tell you where to go. This game doesn't hold your hand, which wasn't really smart to do for a kid's game, because took me 6 months to beat Deep Jungle then. Here, I'm swapping out Goofy for Tarzan because it actually matters. That first fight with the Power Wilds, it doesn't matter if I don't have Tarzan with me, but Tarzan is actually important for fights in this level. There we go. That was a good room. Now, how the Power Wilds, what position they're going to be in each of these mob fights, the way they start out, it's sometimes random. In the tent, they started out random. There, they're always going to start out in that position. Here, in this treehouse, always random. They're kind of... I don't like this, how they're spread here. Sometimes they're spread out, sometimes they're really close together. That little jump's pretty hard to do, but since I don't have that ether to use, I have to go into my menu and use this Mega Ether. Because if I do this right, with 3 blizzards, I should be able to wipe out these waves. That was second to last monkeys. Now these are the last monkeys I need to beat. Alright. Monkeys are over with. Thank God. I just hate monkeys. Now I fight Sabor. She's gonna show back up in this thicket area I was just fighting in. How do I get good at staggering enemies? Some enemies you can get into a stun lock if your combos are low enough, aka faster. Like, I slide on my controller so that I cancel my jump. Parry, missed that. You can ground loop him. Now I have to go up to save Jane. She was kidnapped. We would find that out if we walk into that tent over there, but you technically don't have to know that she's gone to go rescue her, so yeah. Here I have to do 5 combos on this eggplant, and now I can finally fight the final boss. I need to give myself a stronger item that I got from beating Sabor as a reward. It's called the White Fang. I actually keep that on for a long time. Ground combos are extremely slow and you want to avoid them. You only use them out of necessity, not because they're like seen as good. They're pretty slow. And Slapshot is kind of like a special ground attack. Here I am gonna do the safe strat and bring him to the opposite end of this arena here. Just a lot of staggering, stun lock. Played it too safe there, but I was worried the whole time. I had no reason to worry, but I just wanted to get out of early game unscathed. Alright, now, after beating that boss, I have heal. And that means Donald has it too. If he had it before, I wouldn't have really needed Tarzan here, but... Here, I need to grab this chest. It's a gummy item I'm going to be selling. And here, this platforming is annoying because this camera in this game is interesting. And I got that jump, which is pretty difficult, so that feels good, but... Kingdom Hearts 1 Cure. Absolutely. Kingdom Hearts 1 Cure, you can spam. It doesn't... Using Cure doesn't take up your entire MP bar like Kingdom Hearts 2 does. Or Kingdom Hearts 3 too, I'm assuming? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that game. Yeah, the bumper camera. On the PlayStation 1, on the PlayStation 2, this game had like, you changed the camera manually with R2 and L2. It was awful. PS2 cutscenes, you could skip them, it was awful. Yeah, so, that Clayton strat, when I was fighting him, you can just keep doing 1-2 hits, and then when that enemy, the stealth sneak, your second enemy is shooting beams at you, you can just kind of avoid them as they come to you, because they lock onto you and follow you, but you can jump out of the way. But sometimes if you're not paying attention to Clayton, like he can jump like a rare truffle. Like he can jump, like I'm not kidding, like 20 feet into the air and like you can't get to him. He can go up on this high cliff. So it's a lot of deciding, like I wanted to play it safe and I wanted to get far away from my second enemy, so I pushed him far away, but I kept pushing him far away. I'm just going back to Traverse Town now. This is the only way I can go back. It would be slower if I went the way of... Like, so I went from Traverse Town to Wonderland to this world, Deep Jungle, and you see there was a tiny little dot on like the left side. That's Olympus Coliseum, and I don't visit that world in this run. In any percent, you don't visit that unless you're doing Proud Level 1. It's not a Kingdom Hearts run if there isn't a debate about which mechanics are the best. Alright, yeah, I'm coming back to the hub world and it's just gonna be a lot of movement. It's like hard to optimize because I'm collecting things, like talking to characters so I can progress the game. I'm going to like the second batch of worlds, like the second batch of Disney worlds. I don't have to revisit them like in Kingdom Hearts 2. When I'm done with the Kingdom Hearts world here, I'm done, and the only reason I would ever revisit is only if I needed an item that's there to go back. Beats the best Final Fantasy. Arrow is used, I see you guys were talking about that. I use Arrow in this game a lot towards the end because it becomes worth it to cast it at the start of fights. Like, you'd think it's a speed run, like why are you casting a defensive spell? Well, like, sometimes I can literally die in 2 hits and the fight is so hectic, it's just like everyone does that. It's just how the strat is. I wonder if one day I could optimize this enough where I didn't need to cast Arrow, but I feel like that'd be impossible. And there's definitely fights in the end of the world and the final boss rush that you'd need it for. But I really like Arrow and Gravity in this game. So I dock here, and I want to go to the waterway because I want to meet with Leon. He's going to give me a summon stone, and that's another thing for like game progression. Yeah, it's less to cast. Whatever Sephi said, I can't speak. Whatever Sephi said. Here, I just want to either despawn these or just leave the yellow operas up. Normally the yellow operas, like one of them is here. There we go. Wait to use this Trinity. If I were playing on the English version, I could, after beating guard armor, come here first, come here early, and I could just clip through the gates. It's weird. There's a summon called Simba, and he wipes out enemies, literally wipes them out, so he's about to give it to me here. Alright, now I go to Merlin's house. Merlin is in the 3rd district. Or actually, he's a bit hidden in the 3rd district. 3rd district is where I fought the guard armor. That guy with all of his arms and legs. How much faster is the Japanese version? It is around 25 to 30 seconds faster. With the text boxes. Here, sometimes this little guy can, like, hit you, the soldier. So I walk a bit and then I dodge roll. I cast a fire as I'm going down. Platform across these rocks. And talk to Merlin. Yeah, so what I like to call it is like the sword setup and the mage setup. You're gonna see me change my menu a lot in endgame where I'm giving myself Oblivion, then I'm giving myself Oathkeeper. When I give myself Oathkeeper, I have this item called Royal Crown with me, and that gives me a lot of magic, and the Oathkeeper gives me magic, so that's like the entire like setup I give myself when I need magic. I need to be spamming fires, like I just need it. And then most of the time, because I still pick sword and strength is important, I'm going to be going back to Oblivion with Raven's Claw and Ifrit's Horn, like these really strong and defensive items. You need the Oathkeeper one when like you're like spamming a bunch of fires and gravities and like final rest, which you'll see towards the end. I leave because I want to go talk to Sid now, who's in the shop, and I'm also gonna sell some things. Help him out a bit. Beginner uses Oathkeeper all the way through. It's just the best Keyblade by far that you can use ever. Just text mashing until he shuts up. I'm gonna be selling him everything in my stock besides ethers, elixirs, anything I may have accidentally picked up, all the things that were in those chests. Now I go back to Merlin's, because while I was talking to him, he gave me this book, and I'm gonna bring it to Merlin, being his little errand boy. She just activated Simba for me. I have to bring a summon stone to her. Like, Leon gave me the thing that gets Simba started, I guess is the way to put it. She has to activate the product. Now I have to go up on the 2nd floor to talk to Leon, but first I'm gonna unlock this door that connects the 1st and 3rd district so I can use it in just a second. Just lots of talking about the plot and Leon being brooding. And then we see Maleficent and Riku, they're plotting evil stuff. There's 2 more visits to the hub world. This one is the longest though, by far, the most movement. Thanks for the good luck gum. Now I'm going to where I can find Sid. I sold him my gummy pieces. Now it turns out he sells pieces too, and I'm gonna get one to make me go faster. Alright, now I'm going to Sandplain, I mean Agrabah. It's this really annoying level with this boss called Pot Centipede. It's my least favorite boss. But he's still fun to fight. Yes, I do fight reverse armor. I just do it in the next visit to the hub world because when I come back, I will be so over leveled that it's actually faster to kill him later on. The game doesn't require you to progress until you're on your way to Hollow Bastion. Yeah, so if I just hold square, it'll charge. What I bought from him was a Fire G, which is an upgrade from the Fire G, the engine. It's like a faster engine. You can have 2 engines on at once, and it'll always read like the fastest one, so you don't really have to replace. The only one you have to replace is the original one, the tiny little black Fire G. And then that yellow thing is the Haste G. That lets me just hold on to square and charge. I don't want to charge into this transition because it's kind of a waste. There's actually like gummy strats where like you sometimes don't charge. It's actually so ridiculous, but cute. With a V8 strapped on. Yep. I wouldn't really say the run is that volatile until like Agrabah, and then even then it's just a blip because the level after it, Monstro, is pretty straightforward. In this level, I'm gonna be fighting with Goofy and Aladdin most of the time, and there's 4 bosses, 4 big bosses, and 1 mob. Yep, you skip Atlantis, skip Olympus Coliseum, and you skip 100 Acre Wood. Those are not required. I just found out we need to go find Aladdin. I come up to his house and his magic carpet is stuck, so we're gonna make it our job to go find him. I stop into the save point so I can warp there later. I did that in Deep Jungle, sorry if I forgot to mention it. I grab an elixir, that's one of the ones on the list. I grab a Mega Ether for safety because I want to be safe this run. And now the carpet's gonna take us to Aladdin. Now I dodge forward twice and then summon Simba immediately, and then you should be able to kill them very fast. I just have to hold until the meter's full, the blue meter. Wait until they all jump out of the ground. Sometimes the patterns are different, and yeah, sometimes in the second wave there's 1 or 2 that'll come out of the sand like extra late. It's weird, but it's no big deal. You'll always have like 1 MP left, so if you have to shoot a blizzard, just like shoot a blizzard at it. Simba does that with Heartless like throughout. Just one-shotting them. Here's a save point that I used to warp up to the house. Milo Thatch is a party member. Now, I got Aladdin with me. We're gonna change my party and there's gonna be a big menu. I'm taking Aladdin's ethers because I don't trust him to use them well. And plus, I need them. Switch Keyblades, give myself scan, take off sliding dash, take off a certain ability of Aladdin's while giving him a crit plus. Now I won't be able to do that sliding move, but I'll be able to read the enemy's HP bars, which is an overrated ability. Once you've run this long enough, you don't need to see their HP bars, but It's just the order that I do things, because I do always end up equipping it eventually. Sorry if that gave you anxiety, jumping blind. Now I go up to this keyhole, because if I do this reaction command, it unlocks the door to the next boss. This little mob fight is required. Also, I walked back at first because I'm pretty sure I got the red command menu there. There's this enemy called Black Fungus that you don't want to show up in certain rooms because it means you can't attack anything or use your reaction commands because your command deck isn't blue. Now here, I'll explain mostly afterwards, but I'm gonna be going ham. Wow. That's pot centipede for you. That little pot to the right of me as I was healing in the air, that hit me, yeah. And that's a 2-shot. So basically the strat is attack it, hope you get the formation where you can get double hits, and try your best not to die since it's all RNG where and when pots are going to attack you. In beginner it's consistent, but here I have to mess around a bit. Like that it's a cool sounding boss. I don't like it at all. Now here he charges through, which he never usually does without breaking apart first. The only reason he did that is because luck. This fight is really strange. Now here I'm trying to fight the tail end because then he'll come back together sooner. Try not to get hit by that there, but now there's 2 pots in the middle. That means I can get double hits attacking along like this. This is what you want RNG wise at the start, but yeah. If I were closer, I could try to dodge roll through this loading zone, but I'm not gonna make it. That is my least favorite fight in the game because, as you can see, I didn't really even get a chance to get in 5 hits and I got 2-shot before. In beginner, you do 2 combos, it immediately charges up. It's immediately gonna break through into the town. Proud, it's either gonna immediately go like that and it's actually usually just gonna break apart, and then after then it's total luck. Although I did notice that when it breaks apart in the future rooms, if you start attacking the tail, it's more likely that it'll start like chewing again, the pot centipede train. I have some theories about it. I normally just see proud runners like hide when it's freaking out, but now I'm like trying to attack the tail. Here I jump up top and the boss's HP bar is like these eyes, and I want to distribute the damage evenly. I want to kill these eyes around the same time. Doing 2 hits here as even as possible. It's really hard too, so just all that matters is trying your best. I just heard some Heartless despawn. I almost fell off there. But yeah, sometimes there's one eye with like a little bit more HP left, and that's fine. That fight I don't hate as much as Pot Centipede because it feels more fair. Like, I don't feel like anything really ever happens during Tiger Head where I'm like, yeah, like, there was nothing I could do. If I die in Tigerhead, there's always something I could do. With Pot Centipede, sometimes it's like, you just gotta take the L. I didn't get swag fire. I normally want to jump out of the water and shoot the fire there. Moving that pillar, I move this barrier to the next boss. Yeah, Agrabah is the worst. It's my least favorite part, and I can't wait for it to be over with. This next boss, I'm gonna stop in the save point beforehand because Aladdin really needs to help. It's gonna be hopefully a 2-cycle where I only need to like follow Jafar once. I kill him in 2 cycles. Don't want to over damage him. There's some HP gates I have to be wary of. I do 2 hits and then a magic spell. Then a full combo, then a full combo, 1 hit. I get ready to stagger him. I do like 1-2 hits and I hit triangles so that Aladdin with his crit plus is attacking. Now we're going back. I went to that specific spot and waited on purpose because that'll make him reset over here. So Aladdin used a physical attack right as I used the blizzard, so that made Jafar not do the spell shield I need him to do for 2 cycles, so I didn't get that. Like, he did that again. Anti-Sora can be looped. He can be looped in beginner with stop. He can be looped in proud with slap shots and counting your hits. Hook can be looped in beginner with stop. Dragon Mal is looped in beginner and proud and standard, I'm assuming. Riku 1 is looped. Riku 2 is looped. Well, Riku 1 is an untraditional loop. 2, 3, 4, 5 blizzards, 6, 7, 8. Now this is important. To get Iago to do what I want to do, I have to do these hits specifically. 2 combos, and now I wail on this. I'm hitting triangle in between because I want Aladdin to help. That finisher was a bit late. Aladdin is not really helping, which sucks, but there's not much I can do about that. If I stand right here, it'll manipulate Genie to come towards me. And then I can spam blizzards while Iago goes over here and I finish the fight. Here I use ground combos because the hitbox is literally too low for me to do air combos with a guaranteed finisher. Yeah, that was a pretty rough Agrabah, but not worried about it. Now I need to death abuse again. I said I wouldn't again, but I forgot. Now I'm escaping Agrabah and I want to hit all these rocks in the right order so that I die at the right time. There's no penalty, you just get to leave early, literally. That's actually pretty difficult, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. It's even harder on beginner, where you take less damage, so you have to hit way more rocks. No, he's not more useful with his ethers on. They're better on me. Alright, now I'm going to Monstro. This is a very short level. There's just 2 bosses and it's like a stun lock. More forgiving carpet escape than the Aladdin games. Yeah. Let's see. There's Wonderland, Deep Jungle, Agrabah, Monstro. Monstro is the 4th world, and then there's Halloween Town, the 5th. Then Neverland. Yeah. This is like the midsection. I guess like all these Disney worlds I'm visiting. Halloween Town is my favorite level in a speedrun or casually. I think it's such a fun level. I enter Monstro by like he's gonna come to me. That's all you gotta know. You'll see. Alright, I'm gonna get this out of the way because I'm probably gonna accidentally use this word and I'll feel bad that I didn't explain it beforehand. Once bosses in this game hit a certain point on their health, they go into this thing called the Desperation move, which is a move that's either like really hard to parry, like it's either they're invincible or it's like their big attack that does extra damage. And a lot of bosses, I try to do a DM skip where if I do the strat right, they don't activate that at all and it saves me a lot of time. So I'll be doing that in Hollow Bastion way later on, but Desperation move is DM. Oogie 2 is fun. I love Oogie 2. Here, I just swim out to Geppetto. There are things in 60 FPS on the PS4 that you can't dodge roll over, or things that are weird, but you can still dodge roll over this ledge apparently. I didn't run this on PS3, but people tell me about differences all the time. Alright. Bye bye Pinocchio. He's about to get stolen. Oops, I was trying to do Chamber 3 skip there, but I normally don't get that. You mash and you land there, and then you hopefully jump across and skip entering a room, or 2 rooms actually. So it's pretty nice. And there actually is a setup for it. If anyone wants to know how to do it, just ask me afterwards and I can show you a video. Yeah, there's no more of the Zetrus jump. Like you could have jumped somewhere with high jump and skipped some platforming. Now here, it's just a stun lock. If I am light enough on my feet, avoid the landing animations, do crisp combos, it'll just keep getting stunned. If it breaks, it means I wasn't going fast enough, or I dropped my combo. If Riku would help, that's also really nice if he would do that, but you know, this is one of the only fights that he helps with, the only fight. And there we go. Again, playing it safe, but that's just a stun lock. I like slide my finger literally from X to circle to cancel my jumps super low. Dodge roll forward into the hole, and then dodge roll forward, grab this chest, and this chest has an ability in it. It has high jump in it. I'm gonna be able to jump way higher. Put on combo plus, slap shot, and sliding dash again. Ah. Grab a high jump. I literally was just talking about it. Dodge roll across there. Now this is the second parasite cage. Should be able to stun him at the start if I just get the hits out soon enough. And here, a stun lock all the way through the fight. It's possible. Extremely rare. I've seen it happen. I don't know. I've heard some people say it's impossible, but I know that's a lie because I've done it twice with like perfect memory. Once Donald starts attacking, like he basically takes too much damage, he'll break apart like this. And you do 1-2 hits because as soon as you use a finisher, he wakes back up. And it's just better to do 1-2 hits, like, you know, chip away at him, because as soon as he gets back up, it's usually harder to stagger him again. There's ways you can do it, but I'm actually working on a consistent way myself to do it. I would call that pretty good for a Parasite Cage 2 fight. RPG Blitz is like a marathon of RPG runs that aren't extremely long. Like, not the typical, like, Final Fantasy X, which is like 9 hours or something. That wasn't best case scenario. Best case scenario is so rare. That's the thing. Oh, okay. Dang it. That was, like, the best case scenario that's, like, likely. Like, you can get a stun lock, like a loop, throughout the entire fight. It's just, I don't know how it happens, or, like, what causes it, or maybe if it's just random, or, like, how Sora does his attacks. I like to think that it's not all random, and go from there, but... Here I get the Wishing Star Keyblade from Geppetto. I'm literally coming to Traverse Town. I didn't count this in the revisits, which is bad. So technically it's 5 visits. I grab this. It guarantees crits on my finishers. And I chose Sword Route. Crits, hello. It's gonna help me a lot with damage in this next level. And I gave myself Ray of Light, which I got from fighting Pot Centipede, because that gives me extra MP, and when I go to Halloween Town, I'm gonna be spamming blizzards at the start. The first half is a bunch of blizzards. So, updated my equipment. I'm getting eaten again because what I want is Dumbo. I'm getting a Summon Stone. And it's called Water Gleam, I think. Yeah, it's called Water Gleam. I'll take it to the Fairy Godmother later, and she'll activate it. Dumbo as a summon isn't used for damage. I think it's might be used for damage for something in Proud Level 1. That run is so wacky. But I just use it in here and in beginner for platforming, and like I get to skip going through a few like rooms by doing it. Yes, Prime is right. Thank you, Prime, for filling in the blanks where I can't appreciate it. Now, since I have Combo Plus and I have Slapshot, Slapshot, you get it if you're really close up to your enemy. Like, you want to be, like, right up next to the hitbox, the texture. If I'm, like, standing a bit far away and I do a ground hit, it'll just do Sora's ground hit where he sticks out his Keyblade straight. So, just something to keep in mind. Crit hit, crit, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Final Rest, right, Prime? Where, like, Mist would use, like, a bunch of different summons, like Dumbo, Simba, and, like, I don't know, even Mushu, I feel like. I can't remember. Alright, here the Heartless aren't attacking me. I'm just, you know, where am I? Oh my gosh. And I platform up here. This is a power-up. On the PS3 version, we used to get 2 power-ups. Now I can only grab 1. It's really hard to explain. I can explain it on my channel why we can't grab it, but believe me, I would grab the second power-up if I could. I'm gonna be going back and forth between this mad scientist's lab and like collecting things for him. Alright, now I'm just gonna have Donald and Goofy as my party. But I'm gonna take Jack's ethers, and I took Aladdin's ethers because I can't trust him and I need him. And then I use the power up on Sora. Never want to use it on anyone other than Sora, even casually. Well, I'm not telling you what to do, but I feel like you, the main character, want to be strong. So now I'm gonna be spamming a bunch of blizzards. And after each volley of blizzards, if I jump right after, I can summon the next wave of Heartless sooner. There, I missed one, and Donald killed it last, so I messed that up there. I jumped right afterwards, and then these guys came out super fast. You keep Donald on your magic ups. She just gave me something to bring back to the doctor. Scientist, I don't know. Whatever he's practicing, it's legal and he needs some kind of identification. Use that ether. Ether and elixir management in this category is so tight. So tight that I try to be careful but almost not think about it too much or else it'll drive you crazy. Now next is a trick called Graveyard Skip. I basically jump on the gravestones to RC early and avoid fighting some people. Donald will hopefully help me out. I can hit both of these guys if I jump high enough. And jump on this, dodge roll forward, dodge roll mash, there we go. Didn't have to fight anyone besides those 3 white knights, and believe me, there's lots of enemies in that room. 5-1-1. So this is a little puzzle where he's like, do whatever I do, like check the gravestones in the order the ghosts come out. And then that gives me a reward. I bring that back to the doctor. When I come back here, I hope that black fungus aren't here. When you see me drop down into that area again, hopefully my command menu isn't red. Or hopefully I see Heartless there waiting for me. Now I'm finally ready to make my way to the next boss. Just get this scene. The next boss is called Lock, Shock, and Barrel, and there is no strat, but I don't consider it as bad as Pot Centipede. I'm fighting 3 targets, not 1, not 2. 2 hurt really bad, 1 kinda hurts. I got black fungus, that's bad luck. That was bad. Don't know why it ended up that way. Yeah, Black Fungus, it turns my command menu red, and you can't, they're invulnerable, you can't beat them, so they can't go away, and they turn your command menu red, meaning you're in battle, and if I'm in battle, I can't do a reaction command to get to the next spot, so it forces me to leave. So how to beat them? I'm pretty sure you use gravity. I could be wrong, but I haven't done JJ stuff in a while. JJ is like the 100% of this game. It's like called Jiminy's Journal. He has a journal of things you need to complete or enemies to fight. This is just called the Manor Climb. This is like, I'm just doing a bunch of crazy stuff to get up here sooner. Now, parry, improvise. Tried to parry him there, but got hit. Just want to keep stun locking them. After I kill Barrel, that guy's gonna stand still. There we go. No strat. Where they go is random, when they're gonna start charging up is random. But I still don't think that's as bad as any other fight that's difficult. Random doesn't automatically equal bad. What equals bad is Pot Centipede. Alright, here's like my favorite, not my favorite fight casually, but I loved this fight growing up. It's like the roulette fight. At the start, there's going to be 2 Heartless I want to beat, and then I'm going to try to 3-cycle Oogie. I want to get up on his level 3 times to use flap shots to kill him. And I want to lock Donald and Goofy out so that they don't mess with the damage. There we go. Jump up quick, 1 normal hit, slap shot, time it. That was 10 hits, but if you roll really fast, you can get some extra damage in there, like in the bottom of his body. Now here's called the Dice Reflect. That lets me fight him sooner. Did an extra hit there. That wasn't a slap shot because he has an HP gate. I don't want to go past, you know, that little pointy where it says lock on and there's like a square and an oval in it, like that black corner. I don't want to go past it. Now the last segment is just going to be all slap shots. And this was a pretty fast fight. Not perfect because you can get Dice Reflex where you get all 3. Like, immediately. I got all 3, but it just wasn't at once. But yeah, all of those hits were for a reason. Whether it was a slap shot or not, the time I did it. Next is the Manor fight. I got stop ready on my command magic menu because after I defeat a certain amount of targets on this boss, the boss in general and all of the many things that can hurt me, it gets more aggressive. Like, it comes after me more. Some Heartless start spawning and I want them to leave me alone, so here I go. You can do 2 ground combos or 3 air combos to get these guys. I feel like 3 air combos is faster, that's just me. to stop those guys again. I do a ground combo here because this fire cage is going to come shooting up at me. And I just want to play it safe, stay close to the ground. After 2 combos, that's going to shoot fire out at me. Yep. Now that is ridiculous. That was just ridiculous. Nothing to say. I like knew the fire was coming, yet I still got hit by it. Just speechless. I wish Sora never forgot stop. I agree. That's the order I kill him in. Other runners actually, I think, go that one that I had a rough time at. A lot of people come to that one last, which wastes some time, but I don't see the point, so I just go in order. Like, yeah, it's more dangerous, but like, Proud is dangerous, so I'm like, what's the problem? Just do it in order. Okay. Next is a boss in of itself. Not really. Okay, next is Neverland, and sorry, all the sighing. I want to get there as soon as I can. There's a chance, there's a 70% chance that on my way to Neverland, what I just clicked on, that's what I just selected, that's Neverland. To the right of it, below, that's Atlantica. There's a 70% chance I'll actually go to Neverland. There's a 30% chance I miss it and I just go straight to Atlantica, and that loses me a random 40 seconds, so there's nothing I can do. It's, yeah. There's nothing I can do. There's no sorts of RNG manipulating with like time or like waiting. Like you just flip a coin. I missed, and you can miss it multiple times in a row. I missed it twice in a row last night on my stream. I got it, so I mean, I'm happy. Skip some scenes. Go to Anti-Sora, the next boss, which I can loop. I'm gonna be fighting with Peter Pan and Goofy in the second half. Goofy's gonna have an ability called Tornado, and Peter Pan, he has ethers he can cast on me mid-fight. And he also can cast Arrow on me. He can't heal, but Goofy lends some damage in a pinch, and Peter Pan later on is just a saint when he feels like it. The loop is really complicated, so I'm just going to talk my way through it as I do each attack. And beginner, you loop this boss with stop, so it's a bit easier. I get gravity ready because I'm going to be using gravities on a battleship some minutes from now. Alright, that's the least charitable pattern. 1 hit, 2 hits, and then a full combo. He'll be in a corner and he'll retaliate twice. And then I hit him once, twice, and then a full combo, and he disappears. Stop him. Full combo. There we go. Once. Now, he doesn't loop the entire time. I can start looping again once he gets past 1.5 bars. So soon. I slide on my controller to get him before his foot resets. There, it was too soon, so he had iframes for the whole thing. I want him to be in this corner. Because there's an extra trick I can do. Whereas this thing slows down, if I dodge roll into the door, I might be able to... Oh, no, I don't get to skip the scene early. Alright. Now I give myself Raven's Claw, Guard, MP Haste, some stuff for Donald, Cheer, take off some abilities for Peter Pan. There we go. That was a very fast menu, I'm sorry. It was so fast I couldn't explain it in time. I tried. It's pretty messy Shadow Sora, but it's okay. Want to swap Donald for Peter Pan. 2 gravities leaves these guys at 1 hit. 1 gravity, then they typically take like 3 hits to kill. 2 air combos. Get some. This is why Goofy comes in handy, because the tornado. Now I put stop on shortcut because I have to stop this. The person doing the menu couldn't keep up. Yep. I walk backwards just in case I die. I don't have to do that part of the fight again. And I use an ether, which is just for safety. I normally would not do that in the run. I can't loop him, but stop makes this a lot easier. Use it when you can. I'm gonna be kind of quiet if that's okay, because I'm fighting 2 enemies here. There's a battleship, and you can't get rid of it. It'll just keep coming back. Yeah, best to just play it safe. Pan's dead, so he can't cast arrow on me. That's fine though. I'll be able to comment on what I just did as soon as my heart stops beating so fast. Alright, I can skip that scene. I just have to time it and wait. Alright, so there is no strat. There is a second thing there that completely changes what you do next. I'm fighting like 2 bosses, yet I only have to take out 1, and it's not like Stealth Sneak and Clayton where like 1 dies super fast. It's just really difficult. In an ideal situation, I'd have full MP at the start and I'd be able to kind of work him into a corner, which is ideal, but he didn't go onto the bottom deck. That can happen because if you use a finisher at a certain point, it'll send him flying, and yeah, he can go into the water. It can get way messier. Now I'm done with Neverland. I just had to mess with the clock. That chest I picked up was called the Flare G. That's like the next upgrade for the engine. Now I give myself the Fairy Harp Keyblade, give myself Glide for my party, and give myself Ars Arcanum for lots of future fights. Ars is a very strong physical attack that you use MP for. To remember to give myself my Mega Ether. The ship can heal Hook. The ship can decide to hit you randomly after you've already taken damage from Hook, and this is a 2-shot fight once again. Like, just assume most of the fights from now on you're gonna get 2-shot without arrow. Or all of them. That's why it's really important for Peter to hopefully cast it, but if he doesn't, it's fine. He's not the one speedrunning the game. Now I fight opposite armor. Someone mentioned earlier you're not going to fight reverse armor, and I mentioned how I'm going to come back. This is like the 3rd revisit, technically. That's not supposed to happen. But what I do here is, oh, I guess it didn't matter. Platform up here to not spawn red Nocturnes, the red mages on the other roof, and then I can not have to climb up a ladder, basically, to get up to this spot. You know how I mentioned during guard armor, if I attack multiple appendages at once, the damage is spread out? I really want to make sure this first combo here is only on 1 appendage. Good. Use the Mega Ether because I want to be at 6 MP so I can use 2 Rs. Accidentally dodge rolled, couldn't get at guard out. This damage is like insane compared to what I would have been doing in Traverse Town 2. Now I talked to Sid. He's gonna fix something in my ship so I can actually like know where to go next, so Sora knows to go to Hollow Bastion. I'm finally done with the Disney worlds. And I locked the keyhole in the hub world. Locking keyholes is what Sora's supposedly doing this whole time. That's not a metaphor for something. He's literally locking keyholes. Special Heartless and then adding hours to get Ultima. The Concussion Trinity. That's cute. Alright, that Flare G I picked up in Neverland. As soon as you grab a new gummy item, it's always faster to put that thing on. Gummy missions take a while, so as soon as you can make them faster, it's smarter to do that. Alright. Okay, I love this part. Hollow Bastion 1 and onwards is so cool. The music gets better, everything just gets better. So I'm gonna be doing my first DM skip in this level. There's a loop on Riku 1, but he has no DM, but you can loop him with 3 hits. His hit counter is 3. There's a second Riku fight, his hit counter is 4, and you do 4 hits to loop him. That one has a DM. Yeah, there's 1, 2... There's 4 bosses in this level. Don't want to charge through the transition, so I wait. Now I go. There's that little waterway puzzle that if you played this when you were younger that annoyed you. It's super fast if like you know where to go. Just a couple of reaction commands, examining some things. And then there's the library puzzle, which you don't even have to like do. You just have to move a couple of books to be able to get some things out of your way, but I don't have to do that puzzle. I'm staying up super high because there's these ships that are that like lock onto where you are and come from behind you, and if I stay up super high, they don't show up at all. Things get interesting right away. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 did a great job with the gummy missions. In 1, it's just... Well, 1 and 2 is similar. You can't change anything. You're just, like, waiting there. 3, it's like, yeah, it's this whole other world. This cutscene takes a while. After I skip it, this takes a while to load. Basically, the game is taking away my Keyblade because this is the part in the story where Donald and Goofy abandoned me because Riku turned evil and he convinced them to. Give myself the items that I need for this boss coming up. Hollow Bastion theme is great. Go down to Gravity and get that ready because I'm going to be... I can't do any physical hits. Like, they gave me a wooden sword. You saw on Destiny Islands I had a wooden sword. Now I have a wooden sword. I literally do no attack damage. If it's anything, it's 1. And you don't even see the difference it does on your enemy's health bar. But I can still use magic spells. I guess I still have that power. Examine that one, examine this. Yeah, you don't even get any cool voiceover in the first gummy missions. You don't get Chip and Dale chirping into your ear. which, you know, can be seen as a positive or a negative. I see that as a negative. I like having them around. Alright. I examine this, and this elevator takes me up to the most important switch, and there's also a defender that's going to be waiting here. Beast and I are going to work together on this one. Gonna dodge roll forward twice, 3 gravities, and then, yep, 3 gravities. With that combined, destroy him. And that's all you have to do on the way back. After that, you grab this one, kind of going in reverse. Or not really. Beast is stuck, but who cares? I'm gonna stop here because magic is important. Hey, you that. I'm gonna cast arrow at the start of this fight because, as someone said in chat earlier, casting 1 arrow is faster than casting 3 cures. Now this is gonna take a while to load because it's giving me the Keyblade back. Now I'm gonna hit triangle because I want Goofy to use his tornado attack, which there he goes. Thank you, Goofy. It's really nice when he does that. Now 3 hits to loop this guy. Well, that went by so fast that I forgot what I was explaining. Goofy basically, Goofy showed up. He really showed up today, at 4:04 p.m. Remember the library puzzle? Well, I don't have to do it, haha. Just have to grab this thing. Oops. Hit confirmed too soon. So I'm basically bailing out of this world because I want to go to Agrabah. There's this item there called Ifrit's Belt. It's in the Cave of Wonders, and I need it to be able to continue. It's the only item that I can grab that'll give me enough defense and strength to make Proud like doable and bearable realistically. I don't know what would happen if I kept White Fang on the rest of the run. I'm assuming it would be unbearable. And I need to defeat Riku 1 to get the White Trinity, because after you get new Trinity colors like after you defeat a boss or defeat a level. I think the white one is either from getting your Keyblade taken away or beating Riku 1. I go over here. Grabbing a cottage. I want to give myself the one that guarantees me crits on my finishers because there's going to be a weird elevator fight that I do. And I want my like air finishers to be strong, so I'm giving myself the Wishing Star again. It's from Riku 1. Okay, thank you, Zen. Yeah, you can do that in Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 3, you can unequip their spells. In Kingdom Hearts 1, it's like, hey, how aggressive do you want them to be? That's all you can really do. How often do you want them to use an ether? No, it doesn't let you change his spells, just the frequency in which he uses them, or like his strategy. Like it changes his AI, you can't manipulate it to that extent. It's like a joke how like you can't, Sora can't push it all in one go. He just can't. So there's this little puzzle here where I have to collect all of these heart pieces to unlock a door, and I put the pieces on the door. That's why I'm lighting all of these candles, just going in a circle. And now I lit the final candle, so I grab them all. 1, 2, 3. Ah, I didn't get the swag thing. I tried extra hard for it too. You can slide down that. Yeah, if you are locked onto an enemy in mash triangle, you can get your party member to attack immediately. Style +1, yeah. Honestly, who cares about a deathless run? I just wanted to get that skateboard move. I don't know about that. The jump in the waterfall cavern makes me excited when I get it. Here, I just do a despawn. I look straight forward, and I'm trying to basically go all the way over here to this haste 2G. I already have a haste G on my ship to make it boost faster. This one boosts it twice as fast. If I don't fly this way, normally enemies will appear here. There's no AP boosts in this game. I'm pretty sure. Am I going crazy? Oh wait, no, there are AP boosts. There's a kind of boost that's not in this game that I feel like is in others. That's why I got confused. Yeah, you don't need it. You just use one power up. Now here, I'm gonna do 1 hit to stagger these wizards and then a full Hurricane Blast combo. A Hurricane Blast means I timed my finisher so fast and so perfectly that Sora goes in a circle like that. Donald cast stop, which sucks, but at least I know this guy's gonna die. I have to get a Hurricane Blast or else it won't die in 4 hits, but it's like easy to do that. This is the most important trinity in the game. It gives me 2 cottages and I think it's a mega elixir, yeah. So right here I'm gonna go down below to get this item called Royal Crown. Very important after this level. Get Dumbo ready. That's not what decides if it's a Hurricane Blast. I'm sorry, I feel awkward saying that, but... Alright, now here's a Dumbo skip. So what I do is I hit X and I glide up. I raise him. And then I just dismiss him. There we go. Yeah, I did it. Yay. Put on Fairy Harp, and I have to give myself a cottage, so I start off with 6 MP, and forgive me if the way I talk myself through this doesn't make sense, but I'm gonna try to explain it. I get up here and I do 6 hits. Slap shot, hit, slap shot, hit, slap shot. R's, I do all of my bashes besides 1. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. That was an amazing fight because somehow I parried the... Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'll level with you. I've never done the fight that fast before, but it's just because I knocked those guys off early and I didn't have to play safe. Alright, now here I have to take off Hurricane Blast because it'll mess with my MP, so I don't use that finisher. I mess with Donald's abilities, and I need to give myself some items. Here is a stop loop. I am blowing through 3 elixirs. Elixirs are so hard to come by and they're so important. I'm blowing through 3 just to fight this fight, not use EXP 0 and get the experience from it. I'm all over the place with my words, I'm sorry. I want to start off mashing, get 2 hits, and you're gonna see my combos be like a full combo and then an extra hit, or a full combo and then 2 extra hits. Watch. Gonna have to improvise. I might have to start over. Yeah, I think I do. He's gonna fucking do that. Maybe I'll try. No. Finally, he's dead. Yeah, rip. Hurricane Blast. This ability. Items. There. Yeah, Umar, if she moves her head a bit, more than just a couple of frames, you're screwed. There we go. I wish this were the kind of fight where if I mess up like the strat, like there's something backup I can do, but it's like so weird having to just like walk into something and kill yourself when you're in a marathon run, but like it was gonna happen eventually. Like it's impossible to fight her with your defense this low, your strength this low, unless like you have all of your MP, all of your stops, all of your hits, everything. Like you cannot miss a mark. Like this is a strat. This is a strat where if you don't get it, there's no coming back. You die and you have to try again. There's no recovery. Every bit of MP that you have matters because I'm using 3 elixirs that I need so badly. Now here's Riku. This is a loop. It's not a stop loop though. He has a hit counter of 4, so I can hit him technically 5 times before he retaliates in the second phase. I'm gonna hit him at the start twice, and the second one's gonna stagger him so I can go into R's. I wait a bit and I R's, stagger him again, R's, but this time I bash through him. I kind of slow down, let him power up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, that went by so fast, it was so hard to explain. I do 2 R's and take advantage of where he has iframes so that I take away the first half of his HP with that. Then I slow down a bit because that triggers him to start powering up. I start attacking him through the power up, and then there's a certain point where I can stagger him and then the loop starts. And I can technically get in 5 hits even though his hit counter is 4 because if I do one of the hits fast enough, the hit registers during his iframes and it doesn't count towards the hit counter, but I still get the damage in on him. So yeah, feels good that I got that one. That is a fight where you mess up the strat, you can recover, you don't have to start over. Now I'm heartless in the scene that just happened. If you play this on PS2, you remember, because you probably saw it a billion times. Sora just stabbed himself, and now he's turned into an enemy. I control him, and we're trying to leave Hollow Bastion. You just get DM'd, yeah. Yeah, it's not like an impossible fight to fight. Don't bonk me, yes, he didn't hit me on the head. I got that. That's good luck. Now I'm going to be going to Sid. I'm in Traverse Town 4 now. This is the last Traverse Town visit. Goodbye, Traverse Town. I won't be seeing you again. I basically talk to Sid. He's gonna fix my ship. Then I go down to Merlin. I get Oathkeeper with Kyrie. And just save warp to Merlin's here. Save warping is the fastest way to move around now. On PS3, the loads were so long you would actually most of the time just move through the level, which, think about how much that sucks if you don't like movement or like platforming. Okay, my waifu's down here. Gonna trigger this cutscene by dodge rolling. She just gave me Oathkeeper, which is required, and I also use it. And now I go over to Fairy Godmother. When I defeated the dragon, I got a summon stone called Fire Glow, and Fire Glow is the best summon in this game. It's the reason Regular Proud is my favorite category. That summon's called Mushu, and there's this thing, I'm gonna be careful what I call it so someone doesn't freak out if I use the wrong word. There's this thing in the game called EXP0 where your damage does more than intended, like it's in the game and it's not supposed to be. Basically, like, my damage is multiplied after I do a finisher, and if I have EXP0 on, my summons and magic can do a lot of extra damage. and this Spitfire from Mushu does the most amount of possible damage. Like, it's a ridiculous amount. Now I'm putting on the Haste 2G really quick. Now to get back to Hollow Bastion, I can't warp there. I have to go this way. And I actually get to exit out of this gummy mission sooner. You'll see what I mean later on. The damage storage quote thing, unquote, like, there's no word for it, because if you call it a glitch, people will say that's not a glitch. If you call it an exploit, people will say it's not an exploit. It's something that's not meant to be there that damage-wise makes the game way easier, ridiculously broken and easier. Yeah. Like, it's really cool though. You can do it with Mushu, you can do it with Dumbo, you can do it basically with all your magic spells, besides like Cure, obviously, and Arrow, like the defensive ones. Bug. Okay, Bug. That's a good way to put it. Alright. So here is the 4th transition. As soon as I go through it and it's done transitioning, I can just exit out and it'll be as if I already finished the gummy mission. Like, I can just warp here to Hollow Bastion. It's so strange. Is it Roxas' birthday? Oh shit. Oh my god, forgive me. Oh my god, I said a bad word, I'm so sorry. Glossing over that. Don't PogChamp that. I thought you meant literally, it's just Roxas was born here. Wait, is there like an in the lore a birthday for Roxas? Does anyone know? Here I have to platform a certain way, and if I do it a certain way, I can not have to wait for that thing to come back down, up, whatever. That's a Mega Elixir that I need. It's perfect, perfect, perfect. Dodge roll, get Dumbo ready, and then here's Dumbo Skip 2. One dodge roll, second dodge roll, move forward a bit. How neat is that? Move, move, move. Put on counterattack, put back on Hurricane Blast, take off that one ability for Beast, put that crit plus on, put gravity on shortcut. Basically, I gave Beast crit plus, he's gonna be stronger. I took off one ability so he's more likely to do this bellow thing. He's in the center of the elevator and he's going to jump up, and I'm going to mash triangle so he hopefully does the bellow like he just did there. He did a good job there. Decent job. I have to do Dumbo Skip again in that area before, but I don't have to stop and grab any items like I had to with Royal Crown. There's a behemoth fight coming up. There's 3 behemoths that you fight in this game, and the first one counts as a boss, so magic spells aren't gonna really be that strong against it, just physical attacks. Nice. Flawless. Now, we kept talking about an Oblivion Keyblade. Oblivion is in this room. It's up behind me. I'm walking in here and it's right above me. This wizard is probably going to follow me, so I have to wait for it to despawn, but sometimes it doesn't. I cast a fire because that puts my MP at orange. So that means that the magic works weird. I can explain that in a second. But that means I get to do 1 extra Rs. It's kind of cool that you get a Keyblade from a chest. So, physical damage, slap shot, use all the bashes. Kind of have to just like go along with him for how his body moves. Like when he puts his head down and I'm attacking him, I hold back on my left analog stick, so I'm like holding back. It's easy to fall off this guy. I'm stuck. Wow. That was funny. I almost clipped into the wall. He normally doesn't do that lunge at the very end, but hey, it almost resulted in something really cool. So right after this tech smashing, there's a scene I can't skip. It's just unskippable. If I hit pause, it'll say pause. This is normally where the bathroom break is. Because it is unskippable. That's a good meme. Isn't that such a funny voice? I mean, did you hear that? I can't even imitate it. I can't reach that, like, note. The voice register. Who was the one that said that? Wasn't it, like, Biz or something? I don't know. Why not try to imitate it? I only do bad impressions on my stream, not on other people's that I don't own. I'm not trying to commit an act of warfare outside my home turf. My impressions are very bad. They're that bad. Yeah, I thought Biz did that. I think it was during like an RPG Limit Break run. They just upgraded my Fira to Firaga. Thank you, ladies. Love you. Give myself the Omega Arts. Give Goofy the Royal Crown and the Ray of Light. Give Goofy, take off his Tornado. Give him these other abilities and MP Gift, which is like the best thing ever. MP Gift is great. When Goofy has more than one MP, he can gift you one of his to result in you having 3, which helps you out when you have Oblivion and you still need more magic, but you can't have more magic because your setup doesn't allow for that. You're in more of like a warrior setup. Yeah, exactly. They made the opening cutscene skippable on Xbox, and then on Xbox they didn't even make this unskippable cutscene skippable. Like, all of the other unskippable parts and all of the other scenes where, like, maybe you can't skip the cutscene until a certain second, because there's some cutscenes you, like, can't actually skip until, like, some time passes. Like, all of that's, like, the same. Loads might differ, but that that is the same. They just did that with the opening. Yeah, I think the PS2 MP gift was like insane or more broken. I'm not sure. Alright, here comes Invisibles. My favorite enemy, the Invisibles. They're buff. You can just see the muscle and sinew on them. It's insane. Seriously. They have these big blades that have Japanese kanji on them, and they kill you in 2 hits no matter what. So they are very weak to gravity, and they stay smushed to the ground for a while. So I cast Arrow here and then immediately start spamming gravities. That was good. Nice timed combos, got out some Hurricane Blasts, etc. AKA time eaters. That's right. Here are Angel Stars. These are enemies that can replicate. I start out with gravities as well. Probably gonna die. Or not. Yep. Rip. Oh my god. Never had an Angel Stars like this before. That was interesting. Well, next time won't be like that because I'll have more than 3 MP. I'd be lying if I said that happened before, so honestly, no comment. You want to kill them as fast as possible, because they will make babies. See how clean and stylish that was? And then the first one was like, I just got ambushed. That's the difference between having 2 extra MP. But you should be able to do it with 3 MP and like be gifting you. Now I use a cottage here. Okay, now we have a behemoth, but this one doesn't count as a boss, so you're gonna see me spam gravities. And it's gonna melt it. First one registers. I can't start casting them until this happens. He has to put down his foot. He normally doesn't put his head down, but if I'm doing such a good job, he does. Like if I'm over damaging him, basically. Just gonna play it safe. Alright. That's over with. He can sometimes drop an Omega Arts. That's like a 5% drop or like 2%. I feel like it's like 2%, honestly. And if you get that, you can give it to Goofy. I don't recommend giving it to yourself because your defense is lowered. I have to take away the World Crown from Goofy because I'm gonna steal it and replace my Raven's Claw with that. Now I'm back to my mage setup that I described earlier in the run. I have like 9 MP now, or more, or less, I don't know, but yeah, I think it's 9. My defense is lower, but got lots of MP. Here, I immediately summon Simba. So what I'm doing here is before the final boss, the final part of the game, it's doing this really cute thing where you have to go through the levels that you didn't visit. So I didn't visit Olympus Coliseum at all. I didn't steal the keyhole. So it wants me to do this little fight here. 1, 2, just to stun them. And then a full charge. Second wave, and then the last one. And pro tip, like when I let go, I also dismiss Simba, because the sooner he's dismissed, the faster your party members come, the sooner you can leave. Only the ones that are blue do you have to go in. That one's purple. I sealed that keyhole, so I don't have to go in there. Here is Atlantica. 5 fires. Gravity on each aqua tank. Plus 3 fires. Wow, a simple and clean joke. Is that the first one? Took us, if it's the first one, took us 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 40 seconds to get there. Oh, oops. That's bad. Alright, EXP 0! I go to my abilities. I turn it on. Skip this scene. Get ready for this awesome track. 1, 2, finisher. Summon Mushu. He's the best one. His voice is the best. Now I'm holding triangle. I'm not doing anything but holding a single button. I'm not moving. He's dead. Alright, to give myself one more extra gravity on this next behemoth coming up, I do that fire thing, giving myself the warrior setup, give Goofy the royal crown, give myself super glide. That's an ability I just got. Get to fly super fast now. And here we go. Casting gravities. Okay, in order to get a blue command menu so I can do a menu, I have to come over here in that exact spot and pause at a very precise time, go back to my mage setup. Rapid fire. They're starting to move, so I'm adapting and moving out of the way. And final rest is done correctly. What I did there was, you can technically go through that Dark Balls wave all at once, like before they have a chance to move, but one of them started moving, so I played it safe. 2 fires, very fast, gets one of them killed. Then after that wave is gone, I go over here to the Invisibles. I make sure I still have Arrow on. I make sure Donald and Goofy are still with me. I cast 2 stops in the 2 waves that come towards you. And then I spam gravity. But make sure not to overdo it because I still need 2 MP to summon Simba, and he is completely destroying things right now. In a good way. Those are so many enemies that could kill me in 2 hits that he just got rid of. And here's my favorite part. I really love this part. It's the best. Like, I'm grinning from ear to ear right now if you could see me. I love the final fights. They go by just so quick to the point where I actually have to start explaining it now. The first phase, I'm gonna be on the destroyed Destiny Islands fighting Ansem 1. I basically summon Mushu again. I can always summon Mushu as long as I have Donald and Goofy with me. In a couple of fights, there's going to be a fight with Ansem where I don't have Donald and Goofy with me, so instead I kind of substitute Mushu with like my own fire. I'm pretty sure it's anything visible shadow or anything in the room, because sometimes I'm not even looking in its direction and I get it, you know what I mean? Like, I could have turned the camera completely around and it would have been like, not being able to see them, it still would have destroyed them. Everything the light touches. Yeah, he's that great. That part's over with. Now I'm fighting the 3rd dark side. Yes, this is one more dark side. The key to it is timing your combos so you do some nice low hurricane blasts close to the ground. Do the right amount of slap shots, etc. Put back on my warrior setup, and this is the last menu of the game. Then after this dark side fight is going to be a desperation move skip. One, two, three. R's. I missed one of the bashes, but if I didn't, like, he wouldn't have even been able to move his hand up at all. Ansem 2, once he gets to 2 bars, I do 2 hits and then 1 hit straight into an R's that'll skip him doing his desperation move, which has him invincible and is easy to avoid, but takes forever. Dodge roll into him to avoid getting submitted. Wail on him until orange is almost gone. Just wail on him. Get out of my way. It's just you and me. No Donald, no Goofy. Now it's time for a DM skip. Go. He's staggered. Probably gonna bike. I have to guard him. I need to keep attacking. And he's toast. He never stood a chance in the first place. There we go. He didn't DM at all. If he DM'd, he would go to the center of the stage. He would be invincible, and then for like 20 seconds, the Guardian would like chase you around and jump out of the ground. Here, I don't have Donald and Goofy with me, so I have to be my own Mushu, so watch what I do. Finisher. Do my own Spitfire. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6 lasers. Bats are summoned. Bats get despawned. Sora flies back in. Fire continues. You may be thinking to yourself, did she just use 4 elixirs to get through one boss? 4 elixirs that she goes out of her way in every level to grab, losing time? Yes, I used 4 elixirs on one fight. That is the only way to beat him. Counterattack, I parried and attacked soon enough afterwards that I actually get a lot of extra MP. You want to take advantage of that. In other fights, it's harder to trigger. That one, easy setup. Sorry if I'm talking fast. You can actually get 2 shot by shadows here. Fun fact, so I'm not gonna mess around with it. As soon as the light flashes, you can start attacking this. I got 3 potions, which is great. You want drops, but honestly, Mega Ethers are more important than those. Here we go. 1 full combo. I go after these big ones first. You can actually lock onto Ansem accidentally. Like I just did. Rough artillery, but wanted to play it cool. It's not even his final form, no. Goofy, he's got the royal crown. He's gonna gift me, hopefully. That's right. That way I can use that. Now that blizzard baits them out so that they come directly towards me. I can guard. And now it's an R spam. And never mind, because Goofy died so fast. You can clean up with fires, air combos. I prefer to do fires, or I mean air combos. That was a difficult Dark Balls. Normally, Goofy doesn't die. And then he keeps gifting me, I keep getting 3 MP, I keep spamming R's, I wait until a moment where I need to be invincible because R's gives me the iframes, and I just, yeah. Now this fight is a huge cuck. It's really... it's something. Just getting in, hits when you can. Now he's gonna start doing that freak out attack. Does that. Can get one combo in before the pillars show up. That was pretty slow. I keep saying I'm playing it safe, but I really am. Because if I die, I'll lose like 2 minutes per fight, and I'd rather not do that. So the faster strat is go on top of his head and spam R's, but I wasn't that lucky with Mega Ether drops, and I'd rather not risk it. All right. Nice. Thank you. 3 gravities is all I need in like a combo on this little funny face. Look at it. Looks like a jack-o'-lantern, but it's on like an organ inside a body. Here we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last hit was a finisher. Donald and Goofy are going to die, so I can't summon Mushu while they're dead. But here comes Mushu. And time is in 3, 2, 1. There. That was awful counting down to time. I should have given more of a warning, but... It was 31. 2, I was looking at it because I'm a bit behind. 2, 39, 31 is the accurate one. Although keep it at 33. Who cares? Oh my gosh. I have performance anxiety, I'm sorry, but I think I did alright for being nervous. My PB is 235.34. Right now I'm shooting for a 234 or 233. That should put me at like 2nd place, which I like improving and competing, so hopefully that happens. I don't really have any cool glitches to show. I wish I could, and This is really the end. Aw, thanks guys. It's so many GGs. That's so sweet. Thank you. I really hope you liked watching it. Yeah, really on estimate. Oh god, my nerves. If you want to see more of these runs, you should come by my channel because god, that feels so smarmy to say like I'm advertising. But seriously, if you do like this run, this is all I speedrun. I stream other things, but this is all I speedrun. And I love talking about it. I'm working on a tutorial series right now. I've already done a tutorial on one of the fights, so I'm going to keep going and hopefully have the whole entire category in a video tutorial. Oh, thank you guys. You guys are so nice. Thank you all for the good jobs and the GGs. I appreciate it. Proper tutorials will help with this game in particular. Yes, it really will help with it. This is a run that definitely needs a tutorial. Alright, so should I just go offline, Kumo, for the next person? Thank God, I was underestimated, thank God. I was worried about that because when I'm nervous, I perform bad. But 27 seconds, thank God. Alright, yeah. So I'll go offline now so they can do the setup for the race. Yeah, if you guys want me to explain anything that I explained poorly here, just come by my channel. And I'll see ya.